Hi fellow birdies, and welcome back to another edition of Mr. Songbyrd's Writing Mukbang. Hope you've had a wonderful January so far. We're closing on the end of it. Now today's video, we're having like a tuna salad wrap and some Cheetos. Now for this month, I finished the first draft of Path Magi, the second book, and I also did what's called pre-editing prep. By which I mean, basically I went through it and made notes of like all the things that I needed to change in the next round of edits, as well as stuff that would be like plot holes or stuff that doesn't quite work with how I've set the world up. Which really helps when you're writing a long-form fiction novel. Because, how should I put this? For a lot of series, especially get, further towards the end, you're going to see more and more in the way of plot holes. Like, one I remember, it kind of bugged me a little bit, is actually the, Naruto series. Like, I love the Chunin exam arc. It works very well character-wise, but it's one of those, it doesn't quite make sense world-wise. Like, until part 2, isn't until then that Naruto gets to like Jonin level, and he's just trying to become a Chunin, yet he's facing Gaara, who's supposed to be the main trump card for the bad guys in this arc. And it's like, sure, him beating them, the main bad guy, that could be, because of his power-ups and stuff, but it's like, why would they send Sasuke to take on Gaara first? When Sasuke is essentially like a really good Genin, maybe up to Chunin level. And a lot of, shonen series, you have like, oh, there might be more powerful characters, but they're not around. But in Naruto, they're in Konoha. There's a significant number anyway of Jonin level characters. So it doesn't really make all that much sense. It's like one of those, I probably want to tweak that somehow to make it work a bit better with the setting, if I were editing it for the first time. Similarly, I found like several plot holes in my own story. In Path Magi Part 2, based on stuff that happened in Path Magi Part 1. I won't share too much, but it's based on like a significant scene in Path Magi Part 1 that lead to a major situation not making sense in Path Magi 2. Now, if you're lucky, when you run to those, you can just add an explanation, add like an extra scene or two, and it'll all work out. Now, as far as editing goes, one thing I'm focusing on a lot right now is, those things I mentioned in a previous video, words that end in ly, ing, and of course the word as. It's one of those, the difference is subtle, but it definitely adds up. Now, obviously, this is kind of like, how should I put this? Obviously, first, you should make your story grammatically correct. But it's entirely possible to have a grammatically correct story that doesn't read well. For example, as the blades slowly slipped down, she ran him through. Let's see. Could become, the blade slipped down, but she ran him through. Or and. Both are grammatically correct, but the second one is probably a bit better. In general, what I'm working on is descriptions as well. Because descriptions, make the story more vivid. Like, for me, it's not as huge a deal. It's nice to have. But I know that a lot of readers, they read stories to be transported into another world. And for them, a very good description is very helpful. So the next few months, one thing that we work on significantly is going to be editing Path to Magi 2. Now that I've got the checklist of things I need to work on, taken care of. A lot of it's, ing, ly, and as. Another thing I'm going to be working on is, how should I put this? The verb to be. Because generally speaking, like, it's a pretty weak verb. Sometimes you have to use it, but when you can avoid it, you want to. Like, it's better to say, she sat upon the chair as opposed to she was on the chair. Or worse, she was sitting on the chair. Now, one challenge I'm facing is I want to get my editing and writing process more efficient. Quicker both for the writing side and the editing side. Because the faster you can do each one, the more content you can create, but not only the more content, but the better content. Because, how should I put this? Someone who writes 10,000 words a week will almost certainly learn faster and get better content than someone who writes 1,000 words a week. That said, any bit you can do, you should do. Like, if you can only write 1,000 words, write 1,000 words. If you can write 10,000 words, write 10,000 words. If you can write 100,000 words, I will, my eyes will go wide with awe, in all frankness. One more. Oh, I should mention I'm planning to have an editing video coming out soon, probably the next couple weeks, where I do a demonstration of the editing process. Not in full real time, because I tried that before and it kind of takes a while, but more of a before and after kind of thing. But for now, I'll pop out. That's it. Please make sure to click the red button down below to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to receive notifications, and I'll see you folks in the next video. This is Charles, signing off. Bye, folks.